It was a high-stakes gamble that many industry insiders whispered would be the downfall of a digital darling. But what happened inside the Theatre Royal Drury Lane has left the music world scrambling for answers. For years, the name Lucy Thomas has been synonymous with studio perfection, a 20-year-old sensation from Wigan who managed to amass over 1.5 billion views from the comfort of a controlled recording environment. However, the entertainment industry is notoriously ruthless toward internet stars, attempting to transition to the prestigious West End stage. The Theatre Royal Drury Lane is not just a building. It is a 212-year-old acoustic titan that has seen the rise and fall of the greatest vocalists in history. The skepticism leading up to this event was palpable. Critics and traditionalists openly questioned if a voice nurtured by microphones and digital editing could survive the raw, cavernous reality of a 2,000-seat live venue. There were even circulating rumors that the performance might rely heavily on vocal tracks to maintain that signature purity. On this night, the investigation wasn't just about a concert. It was a trial by fire. Reporters and fans alike gathered to see if the purest voice in the world was a product of clever engineering or a once-in-a-generation talent. The tension in the lobby was thick, with attendees having traveled from the United States, Japan, and Australia, all betting on the hope that the girl they saw on their screens could actually deliver in the flesh. This wasn't just a debut. It was a moment of truth that would either solidify her as a legend or expose her as a digital illusion. The acoustic trial and the 30-piece wall. While most modern pop stars hide behind heavy synthesizers and pre-recorded loops, Lucy Thomas made a shocking decision that night. She chose to face a 30-piece orchestra with absolutely nowhere to hide. The sheer scale of the musical arrangement led by Robert Guy was an audacious move for a performer's first major solo outing. In an era where even the biggest names in music are frequently exposed for using backing tracks or pitch correction during live tour, Lucy's team opted for a completely organic wall of sound. This 30-piece orchestra didn't just provide accompaniment. It created an immense physical pressure that would drown out any singer lacking significant vocal power. Our reporters noted that from the moment the baton dropped, the atmosphere shifted from curiosity to awe. As she delved into her setlist, the acoustic clarity of the Drury Lane Theatre acted like a magnifying glass. Every breath, every vibrato, and every transition was laid bare for the audience. Speculation about her studio-only capabilities was silenced within the first 15 minutes. The rumors of her being manufactured were dismantled note by note as she tackled some of the most difficult arrangements in the musical theater canon. It was a calculated risk that could have ended in a public relations disaster if her voice had wavered even once. Instead, the power of her live projection proved to be so intense that it rivaled the output of the brass and string sections combined. This wasn't just a singer performing songs. It was an athlete of the voice proving that she didn't need the safety net that her contemporaries so often rely on. The Argentina breaking point. The night reached a fever pitch when Lucy Thomas attempted a song so iconic it has broken the spirits of veteran performers, and what happened next sent shockwaves through the crowd. When the intro to Don't Cry For Me Argentina began, the room went deathly silent. This is a song that carries the weight of names like Elaine Paige and Patti LuPone, and for a 20-year-old newcomer to claim it on such a historic stage was seen by some as a move of ultimate confidence or extreme arrogance. However, as the performance unfolded, it became the defining moment of the evening. Reports from inside the hall described a pin-drop silence as Lucy navigated the complex emotional shifts of the piece. This wasn't just a vocal exercise. It was a masterclass in storytelling that seemed to bridge the gap between her young age and the maturity of the material. But it was the final, soaring notes that truly exposed the reality of her talent. The audience didn't just applaud. They erupted into one of the 9 standing ovations of the night. This specific moment in the concert has since become a focal point for music analysts, who claim it was the exact second Lucy Thomas transitioned from a YouTuber to a West End icon. The emotional weight of the performance was so heavy that even Lucy herself appeared to be struggling to keep her composure as the roar of the crowd refused to die down. It was a breakthrough that felt less like a concert and more like a coronation, proving that she wasn't just capable of singing the notes, but of commanding the very soul of the audience. The secret Rosie agenda. Beyond the glitz of the standing ovations, industry insiders are now revealing that this concert was actually a sophisticated stress test for a secret project that could change the face of the West End. While the fans were there for the hits, the suits in the front rows were there for something else entirely: Rosie. Rumors have been swirling for months about a brand new musical production shrouded in mystery, with Lucy Thomas at the center. This concert served as the unofficial unveiling of that project. The inclusion of original songs from Rosie wasn't just a treat for the fans. It was a strategic move to gauge public reaction to a new intellectual property in an industry currently dominated by reboots and movie adaptations. The controversy surrounding this move stems from the fact that Lucy is being positioned as the lead of a major new production, without the traditional path of working her way up through smaller roles. However, the performance at Drury Lane seemed to act as a definitive rebuttal to those criticisms. By successfully carrying a 2.5-hour show with the stamina of a veteran, she proved she could handle the grueling schedule of a West End residency. Speculation is now reaching a boiling point regarding the 2026 premiere of the show, with many predicting it will be the biggest debut in a decade. The concert was, in many ways, a high-level audition for the entire world to see, and if the reactions from the critics in attendance are any indication, the gamble has paid off. The untold story of the night was that this wasn't just a celebration of her past success, but a carefully choreographed launchpad for a future that looks set to dominate the theatrical landscape. The aftermath and the emotional toll. As the final curtain fell and the lights came up on a record-breaking night, the image of a perfect star began to crack, revealing a startling truth about the cost of overnight legendary status. In the hours following the concert, social media was flooded with clips of the 9 standing ovations, but those close to the production noticed a different side of the young star. The immense pressure of the evening, the international fans, the 30-piece orchestra, and the weight of the Rosie announcement clearly took an emotional toll. Lucy appeared visibly overwhelmed, almost shaken by the intensity of the reception. Our reports indicate that the sheer scale of the success was something even her team hadn't fully prepared for. In the aftermath, the conversation has shifted from her voice to her resilience. There were concerns about how a 20-year-old could handle such a rapid ascent into the highest echelons of fame, especially considering the toxic nature of the entertainment industry. Yet, the consensus remains that this night changed the rules of the game. It proved that a performer can maintain their integrity and pure image while still commanding the most commercial stages in the world. The shocking truth, realized by the end of the evening, was that the digital era hasn't killed talent. It has simply found a new way to deliver it to the masses. As Lucy Thomas left the stage that night, she wasn't just the girl from the videos anymore. She had become a living, breathing testament to the power of live performance. The theater, which has stood for over 2 centuries, had a new name etched into its modern history, and the music world is still reeling from the impact of what many are calling the most important live debut of the decade.